Hello, everyone. I'm Zoe Hawk, and today we will be continuing our playthrough of Dragon Age Origins, the Ultimate Edition. So we just talked to Jalen. Just woke us up from Jalen, another Circle apprentice, roused you from your slumber the morning after your harrowing. We just woke up after the morning after, and he said he was worried about himself and taking the harrowing himself, but then he also said that we need to go see the first enchanter, Irving. So after we look around here, we will be going to see Irving. Let's see. Can't talk to you. What's in this chest? Lyrium dust. Taking that. Let's see. Who's this? Apprentice Mage. Okay, let's see what's around here. One sec, my dog is messing with me. Okay, I hope she goes and lays down and he's a good call. Let's see if we...
Is there something you need? You must speak to Owain.
Good day to you.
Good day to you.
Good day.
Good day. Owain.
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain. How may I assist you?
I don't need anything. What is the stockroom for? What can I buy here? Are you really a tranquil mage?
I voluntarily submitted to the rite of tranquility. I was unwilling to undergo the harrowing. I find this state agreeable.
Don't you think what they did to you is cruel? What is it like not having emotions? You actually like being this way? Suppose that could be nice. What is it like?
I see the world with clarity. I remember the days when my mind was filled with inconvenient and seething emotions. Now things are simple.
What was becoming tranquil like?
It is difficult to describe. I would perhaps compare it to being plunged into a pool of ice-cold water.
What happened during the rite of tranquility?
I was ordered to never speak of it. I cannot go against the Circle's wishes.
I should go now. No, he's still
Very
a
well.
person.
Goodbye.
He's still a person. He's just... doesn't make him less of a person to have no emotions. Okay, let's see what we can find this way. First Enchanter Sweeney.
Oh, hello. I don't believe we've met. Are you new to the Circle?
You might remember me as an apprentice. I'm newly harrowed mage, but I lived here all my life. Are you daft? I've seen you in here many times. I'm a newly harrowed mage, but I've lived here all my life.
I'm sorry. There are so many of you, and I get confused. Not to mention, these old eyes are starting to go.
Everyone makes mistakes. Starting, I'd say they're already gone. Maybe someone could help you fix them. Maybe someone could help you fix
You're
them?
too kind. I'm old and about to fall apart. Nothing in the world can fix that.
If you say so. Magic could. You should rest more. Not be in the library. Magic could.
Not any magic I'd be caught doing. Anyway, did you need something?
I just wanted to talk.
I'm not good at talking. Too much chatter makes my head throb. Don't you have lessons to get to? Shoo!
Okay. Ooh.
I'll get on it. Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Owain is in charge of the stockroom.
Okay, let's see what these new codexes are. I don't know if I'm gonna read every single codex, but we'll see. What is it? Notes? No. Hierarchy of the Circle. Let's see this. It is no simple matter safeguarding ordinary men from mages and mages from themselves. Each circle tower must have some measure of self-government, for it is for it is the for it is ever the Maker's will that men be given the power to take responsibility for our own actions, to sin and fail, as well as to achieve the highest grace and glory on our own strength. You who will be tasked with the protection of the circle must be aware of its workings. The first enchanter is the heart of any tower. He will determine the course his circle will take. He will choose which apprentices may be tested and made full mages, and you will work most closely with him. Assisting the first enchanter will be the senior enchanters, a small council of the most trusted and experienced magi in the tower. From this group, the next first enchanter is always chosen. Beneath the council are the enchanters. These are the teachers and mentors of the tower, and you must get to know them in order to keep your finger on the pulse of the circle, for the enchanters will always know what is happening among the children. All those who have passed their harrowing but have not taken apprentices are mages. This is where most trouble in a circle lies, in the idleness and inexperience of youth. The untested apprentices are the most numerous citizens of any tower, but they are often pose but they more often pose danger sorry, but they more often pose threats to themselves due to their lack of training than to anyone else. Knight Commander Sharon Siren of the Chantry Templars in a letter to his successor. Okay, let's see. The Harrowing, Black City, we read those. 4 schools of magic creation. Opposition in all things, for earth, sky, for winter, summer, for darkness, light. By my will alone is balance sundered, and the world given new life. The school of creation, sometimes called the school of nature, is the second of the schools of matter, the balancing force and complement of entropy. Creation magic manipulates natural forces, transforming what exists and bringing new things into being. Creation requires considerable finesse, more than any other school, and is therefore rarely mastered. Those mages who have made a serious study of creation are the highest in demand, useful in times of peace as well as war. Primal. Those who oppose. Wait, I don't want to read that. Sometimes called the school of power, the primal school is the second of the schools of energy, balanced by spirit and concerns the most viable and tangible forces of nature itself. This is the magic of war, fire, ice, and lightning, devastation. This is what the vast majority imagines when they hear the word magic. Beyond the veil, spirits and demons. It is challenging enough for the casual observer to tell the difference between the Fade and the creatures that live within it, let alone between one type of spirit and another. In truth, there is little that distinguishes them, even for the most astute mages. Some spirits are not physical entities and therefore not restricted to recognizable forms, for even having a form or even having a form at all. One can never tell for certain what is alive and what is merely part of the scenery. It is therefore advisable for the inexperienced researcher to greet all objects he encounters. Typically, we misuse the term spirit to refer only to the benign, or at least less malevolent, creatures of the Fade, but in truth, all the citizens of the realm beyond the veil are spirits. As the chant of light notes, everything within the Fade is a mimicry of our world, a permutation, for the spirits do not remotely understand what they are copying. It is no surprise that much of the Fade appears like a manuscript translated from Tevinter into Orlais and back again by drunken initiates. In general, spirits are not complex, or rather, they are not complex as we understand such things. Each one seizes upon a single facet of human experience: rage, hunger, compassion, hope, rage, hunger, compassion, hope, and so on. This one ideal becomes their identity. We classify as demons those spirits who identify themselves with darker human emotions and ideals. The most common and weakest form of demons one encounters in the Fade is the rage demon. They are much like perpetually boiling kettles, for they exist only to vent hatred, but rarely have an object to hate. Somewhat above these are the hunger demons, who do little but eat or attempt to eat everything they encounter, including the other demons. This is rarely successful. Then there are sloth demons. These are the first intelligent creatures one typically finds in the Fade. They are dangerous only on those rare occasions that they can be induced to get up and do harm. Desire demons are more clever and far more powerful, using all forms of bribery to induce mortals into their realm: wealth, love, and vengeance, whatever lies closest to your heart. The most powerful demons yet encountered are the pride demons, perhaps because they, among all their kind, most resemble men. That was really interesting, actually. Let's see.
You need something? If not, step back. You're in my light.
Light's over here, dude. So I will leave you alone. Your light, I'll stand where I please. Your light?
I'm trying to study. Have some consideration for a fellow mage.
Very well, I will leave you alone. I don't take orders from elves. You're well spoken for an elf. You're just an apprentice, not a mage. Very well.
Good day.
Whatever, dude. Your light's that way, not this way.
That's not likely. The Chantry would do something before it came to that.
Will they? They haven't done anything, and I've heard that the Equitarians are starting to soften a little on the Libertarian position.
Sympathy for the position isn't the same as support. Yet. As far as I know, most Equitarians prefer to remain allied with the Loyalists. You can see why, don't you? Just think of what the Chantry would do if suddenly the Circles were petitioning for more independence, or even a split.
Won't be pretty.
Ah, those short-sighted Libertarians. They'll get their way and take us all down with them.
They say you passed your harrowing. You must be happy.
I think someone's here to speak to you, Senior Torren.
Hello. Congratulations on your harrowing last night. Good work.
What were you talking about earlier? Tell me about the fraternities. Thank you, but I can't stage chat. What were you talking about earlier?
Oh, the fraternities of the Enchanters. You probably haven't heard of them. It's best not to get tangled up in circle politics. More trouble than it's worth, really.
Tell me about them.
They're found in all circles throughout Thedas. Groups of enchanters who hold similar viewpoints, who band together to make their voices heard. The most influential fraternity are the Equitarians. They are moderates and believe in a code of conduct that all mages should adhere to. Then there are the Chantry apologists, the Loyalists. The Chantry says something and they follow it to the letter. The Lucrosians just want to make money, and the Isolationists would like us all to be hermits and live on an island. Then, of course, there are the Libertarians. They want more power for the Circle, more autonomy.
Which one do you belong to?
Well, if I had to, I'd say I was an Equitarian, but I ducked out of the fray a long time ago. Most of the senior enchanters are Equitarians. Irving, Wynne, Sweeney, Ulrid's a libertarian, and a loud one at that. Mages have enough opposition from the outside without tearing our circles apart with infighting. But what can you do?
Giving up doesn't help anyone.
An idealist, I see. Well, if you're going to change the world, you should get started immediately. Lots of world to cover.
Okay, let's see what that says. Okay. Another aspect of circle life is the fraternity. When a mage becomes an enchanter, he may ally himself with the fraternity. These are cliques that cross circle boundaries, mages of common interest and goals who band together to ensure that their voice is heard within the College of Magi in Cumberland. The largest fraternities currently are the Loyalists, who advocate loyalty and obedience to the Chantry, the Equitarians, who advocate temperance and follow a distinct code of conduct which they believe all mages should hold themselves to. That doesn't sound too bad. The Libertarians, a growing fraternity publicly maintaining greater power for the circles, but secretly advocating a complete split from the Chantry, a dangerous opinion naturally. Well, that sounds dangerous opinion. The Isolationists, a small group that advocates withdrawing to remote territories in order to avoid conflict with the greater general populace. The who maintain the soul must do what is profitable. Oh, he pronounced that word, but I don't know. Lucratarians? No, I can't pronounce that. Is profit first and foremost. They prioritize the accumulation of wealth, with the gaining of political influence a close second. So far, an alliance between the Loyalists and Equitarians have prevented the Libertarians from gaining much headway, but there are signs that the Equitarians may throw their support in with the Libertarians. If that happens, many mages predict it will come to a civil war among the circles. I'd say our mage is a cross between a code of conduct. Every mage should have a set of morals that they hold themselves to. And then the Libertarians, without the split from the Chantry. I think that's what our mage believes.
Hello, were you looking for something?
What were you talking to the other mage about?
Oh, the fraternities. Groups of mages with a common agenda. I think we should all be isolationists. Stay in some remote mountain town far away from the mundanes who hate us.
That could work too. Why don't you go off then? I agree. We run away, they'll never learn not to fear us. Why don't you go off then?
I'd go hide alone in the wilds if I could. But you know they just brand me an apostate and hunt me down. There is no leaving the circle. It's till death do us part. Romantic, isn't it?
Who are you?
I'm Njal, a mage just like you. I've seen you around, haven't I? I must have.
Can't stay to chat.
All right. Have a good day.
Can I talk to you
Hello
more?
again.
Or? Oh.
All right. Have a good day.
Okay. Bye. The fourth school of... Let's read that. The second of the two schools of matter, entropy, is the opposing force of creation. For this reason, it is often called the school of negation. Nothing lives without death. Time inevitably brings an end to all things in the material world, and yet in this ending it is the seed of a beginning. A river may flood its banks, causing havoc, but bring new life to its floodplain. The fire that burns a forest ushers in new growth, and so it is with entropy magic that we manipulate the forces of erosion, decay, and destruction to create anew. Sounds cool. History of the circle. let's do this. Quite a lot to read, but whatever. It is a truth universally acknowledged that nothing is more successful at inspiring a person to mischief as being told not to do something. Unfortunately, the Chantry of the Divine Age had some trouble with obvious truths, although it did not outlaw magic, quite the contrary, as the Chantry relied upon magic to kindle the eternal flame which burns in every brazier and every chantry. It regulated mages to lighting candles and lamps, perhaps occasionally dusting of rafters and eaves. I will give my readers a moment to contemplate how well such a role satisfied the mages of the time. I don't want to read the rest. It surprised absolutely no one when the mages of Bioware protest snuffed the sacred flames of the cathedral and barricaded themselves inside the choir loft. No one, that is, but divine Ambrosia II, who was outraged and attempted to order an exalted march upon her own cathedral. Even her most devoted Templars discouraged that ideal. For 21 days the fires remained unlit while negotiations were conducted, legend tells us, by shouting back and forth from the loft. The mages went surely into exile in a remote fortress outside of the capital, where they would be kept under the watchful eye of the Templars and a council of their own elder magi. Outside of normal society and outside of the Chantry, the mages would form their own closed society, the Circle, separated for the first time in human history. It was kind of interesting. Okay, I'm probably not going to read much more, except maybe if this is the last, Spirit. I'll read this and then I'll save the rest for later. The first of the two schools of energy, Spirit, is opposed by the primal school. It is the school of mystery, the amphorial school. This is the study of the invisible energies which surround us all at all times, yet are outside of nature. It is from the Fade itself that this magic draws its power. Students of this school cover everything from direct manipulation of mana and spell energies to the study and summoning of spirits themselves. By its nature, an esoteric school, as most others, know virtually nothing about the Fade. Studies of spirit magic are often misunderstood by the general populace or even confused for blood magic, an unfortunate fate for a most useful branch of study. Okay. Yeah, let's take a break with reading a little bit. Let's go see what we can pick up, all the shinies. What do you have to say?
Oh, excuse me. I didn't hear you come in. I'm sorry. I'm terribly busy right now. I have to prepare the room before the Grey Warden is done at his meeting with Irving.
Grey Warden? What's a Grey Warden?
They are an order of brave and noble warriors, sworn to give their lives to defeat the darkspawn. You know, I almost became a Grey Warden once.
Really? You're lying. I thought you said you were busy. Really?
There were several of us chosen, though the Grey Wardens only wanted one recruit. They only ever have one mage, you see. I think they thought I was the best candidate, but I was young and foolish, and I said I wasn't interested. They picked someone else instead, and that was that. I've regretted it ever since. Oh well, I should get back to my work.
Okay, bye. Lesser lyrium potion. Who are you?
Ah, there you are. You are to be moved out of the apprentices' dormitory, and these are to be your new quarters. The Tranquil will move your belongings this afternoon. Go on, make yourself comfortable.
Ah. You're gonna move all these scrolls off my table, right? Off my desk? I don't need them there. I hope so. We got a nice wardrobe. Bed looks kind of comfy. Oh, we got... At least we got a bathtub, I guess. Let's see what's in here. Lyrium dust. Do you have anything else to say?
Ah, there you
Oh,
are.
no.
You are to be moved out of the apprentice's dormitory and...
How about you? Do you have anything to say?
Everyone's so happy for you.
I'm happy for myself, too. How about you?
I never thought you'd survive the harrowing. You got lucky, didn't you?
No, it was all skill. Let's see. Colin.
Greetings. I'm glad your harrowing went well.
Should be on my way. Who are you? I wasn't looking forward to being run through either. Thanks, that's reassuring. I wasn't planning on failing. I wasn't planning on
I
failing.
have heard of failed harrowings. The consequences were not pleasant. Honestly, I've never seen an abomination, or been called on to slay one.
So you could have made a mistake. You don't know what an abomination looks like? I'm sure someone would have told you when to strike.
As I said, I've never seen one, but when someone becomes an abomination, something must happen. But what if it's not obvious? Could abominations be walking among us right now?
I'm sure there are no abominations here. You had best be on your guard then. What kind of Templar are so easily frightened? Oh,
This is still new to me. Maybe one day I'll be as dedicated and driven as Knight Commander Gregor.
should be on my way if you say so. He is a very dedicated man, yes.
You must be busy. Perhaps we can talk another time. I hope you are well.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Let's see what's in here.
I'll get on it.
Lyrium dust. What's this?
Now's better than later.
Private documents. Oh. Cardinal rules of magic.
I wonder how the King's army fares at Ostagar. I've heard talk of a new blight.
Okay. What's in here? Ooh.
Ah, it's great to see you. It's always sad when an apprentice fails the harrowing.
Ah, this is infuriating. Another batch destroyed. Say, have you seen Owain? Is he in the stockroom?
Yes, I just spoke to him.
Oh, excellent. He wasn't there last I looked. I hope he still has some cinnabar lying around. When I asked last week, he said he was running out. Don't you have something better to do?
Not really. Maleficarum.
You're not going to keep the first enchanter waiting, are you?
Nah. Okay, we are slowly making our way over there. Ooh. The rite of annulment. Chant of light, the blight, the maker. Not really interested in those. Lily.
I heard about your harrowing. Congratulations. Andraste must have smiled upon you.
Prophet Andraste. Yeah, not really interested. Still not interested. Galilee?
Blessed art thou who exists in the sight of the Maker.
Stay silent.
Blessed are the penitents who seek his return. Blessed is the prophetess, purified by flame. May the chant reach the Maker's ears and tell him of our contrition. So let it be. Oh, I didn't see you there. I recite the Maker's blessings every day. It brings me peace in troubled times.
To each their own. Don't find comfort in such things. Speaking words brings you peace. Are you in trouble? I should not interrupt your meditations. Don't find comfort in such things.
It gives me hope that one day the Maker will hear us. That maybe I'll be forgiven and my curse will be lifted.
Your problems do not concern me. That's really... Humanity will always be tainted. I don't think the Maker really cares. Curse?
Magic? What else?
Don't like having this power? Magic isn't a curse. Feeling foolish, magic is a gift. Magic has made me suffer too. Magic is a gift.
Magic causes such misery. It's dangerous and vile and wicked. The Chantry must protect the world from us. Being born with something so terrible must be a punishment. I wish I could be rid of it.
You could ask to be made tranquil. So do I, but I do make do. You could use your abilities to help people. I hope you succeed in turning the Maker's gaze on you. Only a fool would not appreciate this talent. Well, I hope she does succeed with doing that. You could use your abilities to help people, but if she really doesn't want this power, then maybe
that
she
takes
should
the
do
magic
that.
from me? It does, doesn't it?
The Chantry would appreciate one less mage running about. You should discuss this with your mentor. Someone like you is better off tranquil anyway. It also takes your ability to feel. You should discuss this with your mentor.
Imagine. No fear of becoming an abomination. Not being reviled by common folk in Chantry. I should go. My mentor only allows a few minutes each day for religious contemplation.
IRL, I am a very devout Christian. I believe God, Jesus, is my savior, everyone's savior.
Many have already gone to Ostagar. Wynne, Aldred, and most of the senior mages. We've committed enough of our own to this war effort.
Your own? Since when have you felt such kinship with the mages, Gregor? Or are you afraid to let the mages out from under Chantry supervision, where they can actually use their Maker-given powers?
How dare you suggest?
Gentlemen, please. Irving, someone is here to see you.
Anyways, real quick, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to walk in so far. Anyways, in the game, so there's the Maker and his, like, the prophetess Andraste is his bride, and it's totally, it's a game. So, as I play this character, I'm not gonna make him do anything with the Maker or anything. He's not gonna tithe or whatever, but yeah. He's not gonna believe in the Maker in the game. So, gentlemen, please, Irving, someone is here to see you. Okay. You sent for me? Hello, first enchanter, what's going on? You sent for me?
Ah, if it isn't our new brother in the circle. Come, child.
This is...
Yes, this is he.
Well, Irving, you're obviously busy. We will discuss this later.
Of course. Well, then, where was I? Oh, yes, this is Duncan of the Grey Wardens.
This is why you had me summoned. Pleased to meet you, a Grey Warden in the tower. What's he doing here? Pleased to meet you.
You've heard about the war brewing to the south, I expect. Duncan is recruiting mages to join the King's army at Ostagar.
That's all you wanted to tell me? Why were we fighting? I would like to defend Ferelden. Yeah.
With the darkspawn invading,
We need all the help we can get, especially from the Circle.
That's all you wanted to tell me? What are darkspawn? What do you mean, darkspawn are a Durham problem? What do you mean?
The power you mages wield is an asset to any army. Your spells are very effective against large groups of mindless darkspawn. I fear if we don't drive them back, we may see another blight.
Duncan, you worry the poor lad with talk of blights and darkspawn. This is a happy day for him.
We live in troubled times, my friend.
We should seize moments of levity, especially in troubled times. The harrowing is behind you. Your phylactery was sent to Denerim. You are officially a mage within the circle of Magi.
Thank you, First Enchanter. My phylactery, my leash, you mean? That's it, after throwing me to the wolves? My phylactery.
You may not remember, but blood was taken from you when you first came to us. This blood is preserved within a phylactery.
So they can be hunted if they turn apostate.
We have few choices. The gift of magic is looked upon with suspicion and fear. We must prove we are strong enough to handle our power responsibly. You have done this. I present you with your robes, your staff, and a ring bearing the Circle's insignia. Wear them proudly, for you have earned them.
Thank you. I'm glad to be part of the Circle. That's all I get. What happens now? What happens now?
Patience, child. You have been through an ordeal. Let us not rush things. It goes without saying that you shall not discuss the harrowing with those who have not undergone the rite. Now then, take your time to rest, or study in the library. The day is yours.
I will do that. Can I leave the tower? I prefer to talk now. No, can I leave the tower?
Not yet. Remember, the tower's walls protect us as much as they protect others from us.
I will return to my quarters.
Would you be so kind as to escort Duncan back to his room, child?
Yeah. It'll be
The
my
guest
pleasure.
quarters are on the east side of this floor, close to the library. Now, if you'll both excuse me, I have matters to discuss with Gregor.
Yeah, I know where it is. Let's see. Is there anything else in here? Can I talk to you again?
Don't dawdle.
Okay. Let's see. Can I talk to you?
Thank you for walking with me. I'm glad for the company.
Let's just move along. I wanted to talk to you a little more. I didn't have a choice. I've always done what Irving asked of me.
Yes? What about?
Have there been many darkspawn attacks?
A horde has formed within the Korkari Wilds in the south. If they are not stopped, they will strike north into the valley. We Grey Wardens believe that an archdemon is leading the horde.
Sounds ominous. An archdemon?
Darkspawn do attack the surface in ragtag bands, but archdemons are capable of rallying the Darkspawn, turning them into an unstoppable force. A horde of Darkspawn, a veritable army. It is dire news indeed. I fear this is what we will have to face.
And the king is mustering an army to beat back this threat. Thought the Darkspawn were destroyed in the last blight. I've heard about Darkspawn sightings, but an entire horde. We should continue on our way. Mustering an army?
Yes. Perhaps it will be enough if we play our cards right.
Why were Irving and Gregor arguing? Why were they? About the war.
It is not my place to comment.
Persuade. Please, I'd like to know.
Gregor serves the Chantry, and the relationship between the Chantry and mages has always been strained. You've realized by now that the Chantry merely tolerates magic? They watch only because they feel they must.
I don't see why the Chantry and Mages can't get along. Yes, but they were arguing about the war. Is that all they were arguing about? That one.
Any mages who join the King's army can unleash their full power on the darkspawn. In fact, I'm counting on it. Gregor may be afraid of what will happen. What if the mages decide they no longer want to be governed by the Chantry?
What are your opinions on the matter?
I believe we must defeat the darkspawn, one way or another. My opinions end there.
Okay. We should continue.
Yes, let's.
Can I ask you anything else?
Shouldn't we move along? Yes. What about?
Have there been many darkspawn attacks?
A horde has formed within the Korkari wilds in the south. If they are not stopped, they will strike north into the valley. We Grey Wardens believe that an archdemon is leading the horde.
That sounds ominous. Archdemon. I think I already asked this.
We can't seem to eradicate them completely. Somehow they always come back.
Okay.
They usually move around in small groups, but there are always more of them, lurking underground, biding their time. Avoiding a problem does not make it disappear. The darkspawn are a real threat we cannot ignore. But standing around talking solves nothing. Let us go.
I already talked about that, so I didn't want to continue.
Yes, shouldn't we move along?
Yeah, but I want to ask you one
Yes?
more thing.
What about?
What do Grey Wardens do?
Our duty is to battle darkspawn wherever they appear. We are elves, humans, and dwarves united by this common purpose.
Have there been many... we should continue on our way.
Yes, let's.
Okay, one more.
Yes, shouldn't we move along? Yes? What about?
I just wanted to say how honored I am to meet you.
I am flattered. I was not expecting quite so warm a reception.
The Wardens are great warriors. I am in awe. Can you tell me about the darkspawn attack? This one.
Being a Grey Warden is a calling, a sacrifice. Our duty is to battle darkspawn wherever they appear. We are elves, humans, and dwarves united by this common purpose.
Okay.
Yes, let's.
You already said that. Okay, so let's go take him to his room. Where is it, by the way? Mage's laboratory. Yeah, it's on the other side. I think it's this one right here.
Thank you for escorting me.
Don't think we could talk to him anymore.
Is there something else I can do for you?
Oh, that's a lot. What's happening outside the tower?
Ah, I imagine you don't leave very often, do you?
Princesses are not allowed to leave. We are permitted to walk the grounds, true, but I don't need your pity. We are permitted to walk the grounds.
And thus a good view of the other side of the lake. It must feel rather isolated way out here. I am not a good source of news, I fear. I am preoccupied with the darkspawn incursion.
Okay. How many mages have joined the King's army?
When the King sent out the call, the Circle of Ferelden sent only 7 mages to Ostagar. I asked King Kaelin's permission to come and seek a greater commitment from the Circle.
7 is quite a few. Why doesn't the King come himself? How many mages could you possibly need? Why doesn't King come himself?
The King must remain with the army. He is quite busy, after all.
How many mages could you possibly need?
I hope to place a mage or 2 within every contingent. I cannot do with just 7. Mages will make all the difference in this battle. The Darkspawn have their own magic, and our resources must exceed theirs.
That makes sense. Do you think I could join?
I don't know. Do you?
Yes, I think I could help. No, I prefer to stay in the tower. Doubt I would be allowed to go. I doubt I would be allowed.
I sometimes wonder if the Chantry's many laws regarding magic are necessary. Darkspawn are a greater threat than blood mages, even abominations. It takes decades for the world to recover from a blight. I wish the Chantry could see that. We must stop at nothing to defeat the Darkspawn. Listen to me. An old man's rantings can't be very interesting.
It's actually quite interesting, but I should go. I learned much from what you said, and as an apprentice old man, talking have defined my life. It was rather dull, and I think I'll leave now. I want to say, I think I should say this one, but I want to say this one. As an apprentice old man, talking have defined my life.
Yes, I'm sure they did.
Have you ever seen someone use blood magic?
Once, in my youth, just after I joined the Grey Wardens. I was traveling with my mentor. We encountered a group of Templars hunting a blood mage. They were quite far away, so I cannot be sure of what I saw. He forced some of the Templars to turn on their fellows. It was dreadful to behold. He would have escaped had he not overlooked one Templar who snuck up behind him and cleaved his head in two.
Whoa. Blood magic. I wish I had that power. Blood magic's evil. I'm sure he was just trying to survive.
It is something to consider, certainly.
Do you know anything about the Tranquil?
The mages whose connection to the Fade has been severed? Why do you ask?
Don't you think this is cruel? You lose the ability to feel emotions. Curious as to what non-mages think of it.
It keeps them and those around them safe. Perhaps the sacrifice is worthwhile. I cannot say.
Can you tell me more about Grey Wardens and Darkspawn?
Certainly. I am intimately familiar with these subjects after all.
Okay. We already heard this, so I'm gonna skip it.
Our duty is to battle Darkspawn when we Grey Wardens believe that a horde of Darkspawn, a veritable army. It is
Yeah, okay. So, this is where we will end it for right now. I can see Jarwin's out there waiting for us. So, I'm trying to keep these episodes to like 35, 45 minutes. This one is 56, so I'll be ending it here. And next time we'll be seeing what Jowan wants. So, goodbye, YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you want me to continue reading all of those. It does take up a lot of recording time. I will be reading some of them that I think, are interesting and relevant to what's going on in the game, but all of them, like, there is a lot of codexes. There's just a lot, and some of them are short, like this is really good, but some of them are way longer. So, like, the creatures, I'm not sure I'm gonna read. Items, maybe. I think that might be interesting. There's 41. You got 18 out of 41 magic and religion. So, like, there are a ton of codexes. But let me know in the comments if you would like me to continue reading all of them, or like if you want me to continue reading them as we play the game, or if you want me to do separate videos of me reading them, because I can do that too. Yeah, if you just please let me know, and like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.